Welcome to the MOGL podcast. I'm Tim Bryson, Director of Athlete Education and Compliance, and I'm the host of our show. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning community member, welcome back. As y'all know, the MOGL podcast is dedicated to educating all NIL athletes and brands on how to ensure compliance, how to maximize NIL activity, and how to make a difference in the ever-evolving NIL landscape. Today we're back. Shout out to Winona.
Shout out to Winona.
Shout out to Winona. We're back with the one and the only Ray Joens. We jumping straight into it. What's up, Ray?
How's it going?
We feeling? We good. All is
We
well.
good. All is well.
How you feeling?
I'm great. We had school off today, so it was a
For
great
what?
day.
School for what?
Assessment day. It's a great day to be in assessment day.
At this school?
At this school.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. People,
It's like reading
people,
day?
I think people do like research all year and then they like go and assess it, or they share what their research is. Couldn't tell you really, to be completely honest with you.
But that's like every semester?
I think it's like once every while.
I told you, this why people getting hard lunch today, yo. They got too much time on their hands.
That's true, yeah.
I told you this, yo. Well, Ray, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Glad you're here. I think you're the tallest person on the podcast so far.
6'2".
Yeah, I think you just beat me, yo.
Oh, that's cool.
You ready to jump in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Your bio is hard to find,
Yeah.
which I'm excited about. Because I'm very curious, and the people are very curious to learn more about you, particularly your story. So Ray Joens, what's your story?
Yeah, so grew up in Nebraska, grew up with my parents divorced, so went through all of that fun stuff, changed schools from freshman year of high school, so new school, jumped in and played volleyball pretty much my whole life. I was tall and lanky,
Yeah.
so I was bad at a lot of things.
I feel you, yeah.
And tried out basketball, and I tripped every time I got the ball, so I quickly exited out of that. And then in high school, I did volleyball and track.
Yep.
In high school, unfortunately, my grades were terrible, so that affected my recruiting process a little bit. Luckily, I was able to get them kind of back on track my senior year. But yeah, I really was hoping to go somewhere warm. But Winona contacted me, and I was like, who are these people? I've never heard of Winona. I don't even want to go to Minnesota. And then I ended up here, and I'm very happy that I have been here. I am here.
Why are you happy?
It's a great environment. Everybody here loves everybody. The athletes support the athletes. Coaches are great. Teammates are great. Good food sometimes. Yeah.
Favorite restaurant in Winona? Or this region, if you will, this area.
Maya Japanese Bistro.
Okay.
It's my favorite. I always get the steak hibachi.
Okay. You get the sauce?
No sauce.
No sauce?
No sauce. I don't like the yum sauce.
Oh my goodness. You a rare breed.
Yeah, I'm really picky too.
That's fair. I give you that.
Yeah.
When were you introduced to volleyball?
My mom had this boyfriend when I was growing up, and his kids played volleyball, and I was kind of just like a straggler a lot. But I got introduced when I was around 9, and then I started playing competitively when I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did you hit 6'2"?
I hit 6 foot, 7th grade, and probably 6'2", like somewhere around high school.
You were 6 feet in 7th grade?
Yeah. Can you imagine how many people like made fun of me for that?
No, I believe it, yo.
Like so many.
I was 5'5" my freshman year of high school.
That's small.
It is very small. I grew 7 inches that summer, though, so I guess I
There
made
you
up
go.
for it. As we think about, you mentioned obviously the family dynamics growing up, right, going to different high schools and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, what kept you grounded, right? What kept you focused?
Yeah, so my mom is a big person, a big like motivator in my life. She's always got like these things to say. My grandparents always have these like wise things to say. My grandpa always likes to tell me sometimes bear licky you, sometimes you licky bear. So like
The what?
like the bear. It's like the bear like poke you sometimes,
Yeah.
but sometimes you get the chance to like poke the bear, and like you get your chance to like go and show him up or one up someone else. And he always used to tell me like there's 3 kinds of fairs in the world: the state fair, the county fair, and the world fair. So like you can't really say, oh, that's not fair, because you're not at a fair. You're just in life. You're there, and you've got to overcome whatever has been brought to you.
That's good. What's the phrase? The bear lick what? Say it
Sometimes
again.
you licky bear, sometimes bear licky you.
Listen, Tommy, shout out to Tommy, who's doing his job behind the scenes. But we didn't heard so many phrases this last few days in regards to animals.
Really?
Like a horse apiece, half a horse apiece. Was it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I've never
never
heard
mind.
of a horse or pieces with a horse.
Oh, never mind. We'll get the correct quote after this podcast is over. You mentioned Winona State. What was the moment that you knew? Right, you go on your visits.
Oh my
When
gosh,
did you know?
yeah. So I went on a visit my second day of junior year,
Okay.
and then I got the offer. It was the only offer I ever had, and I was kind of sat with it for a little bit. I was really hoping I was getting some other offers, but unfortunately I didn't. Thankfully I didn't, honestly. And it was December of my junior year of club season, first club practice.
Okay.
10 p.m. at night, I call up the assistant coach. I'm like, hey, I'm committing. Like, I don't know what sparked, but something just sparked in me, and I was like, yeah, like Winona's the choice. Winona's where I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna be great at Winona. So I called her and I was like, hey, picking Winona.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Segment 2, right? Being great at Winona. Did you know you were going to a Division II school when you committed?
Yeah, so when I got my offer, my coach was like, you know, there's D1 schools out there. You could go D1 if you want. There's D2 schools out there. I knew that Winona was in the most competitive conference in all of D2.
Wow.
And so I saw games. I saw multiple games, and I just loved the atmosphere. I loved the coaching that I saw. I loved the competitiveness. I'm a very competitive person. And so that's kind of really what drew me in was the competitive and the atmosphere, and I think I got off track, but yeah.
No, it's love. And so when you came in, right, understanding the competitive nature of Division II volleyball to this conference, in addition to sport, right, we know obviously class, we know obviously, you know, sport's going to end someday, whenever that might be. Volleyball's different, especially with non-U.S. leagues, which we can talk about later.
For sure.
But NIL was a thing, right? Like, still people were discussing this either on campus and definitely outside of campus. As conversations began to ensue, you know, either both within your network, your immediate network, but also on social media, like, what's going through your mind?
Like, in regards to NIL?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love the idea of athletes getting paid for whatever they're doing. I am a big social media person. I try to act like I have a personality on social media. I don't, but, you know, I do it for the people who do watch. But I love putting myself out there to other brands and letting them know who I am and letting them know how I can help. You know, I'm a marketing minor, and I'm like, yeah, well, like I know how to do this. I can sell your product, and so I have DM'd loads and loads of people, and some respond, some don't. But you know, you get what you get, and when people are interested in you, then I think you've got to take that and you've got to run as far as you can with it, and you've got to. It doesn't matter how small the brand is; they're interested in you, and you're helping them, and they're helping you. So it goes in hand with each other.
So I'm gonna take that clip and just like put that like on like Times Square, so everyone else can hear that.
Do it
on some real stuff. But like, when did you get to that point? Like, when did you know that? Like, what was it?
Man, I don't know. I think it was like. When Liquid IV started going around and getting a bunch of deals with people. At first, I was kind of like, you know, like everybody's getting deals with them. Like, why would I want them? And then I was like, well, they're getting deals, but they're getting paid. They're getting free stuff. They're getting things that are helping their athletic performance. And so why would I try to not degrade, but like or look down upon someone who has this deal and I don't even have a deal, and I'm just like, you know, like why do that? But then they're getting help, and here I am still just being like, like just Liquid IV. Like it's not just any company. They're the company. They've worked their own butts off to make themselves a company. So, yeah.
What's your pitch? You go in the DM. I'm big
I go
on
in the
shooting.
DMs and I'm like,
I'm big on shooting.
Listen,
so
I go
don't
in the
get me
DMs
wrong.
and I'm like, I'm Ray Jones, and I am a graphic design major, and I'm a marketing minor. I know how to design things. I know how to work with anything, and I'm good in front of the camera and behind the camera. I love social media. I love posting on social media. You help me, I help you. And some of them are like, yeah, like I DM'd Lululemon, and they're like, yeah, we don't do that stuff. But then I DM'd I DM'd, it's called Setco. It's like an athletic wear brand, and they're like, listen, we don't need anybody right now, but like you coming to us, this was good. We have your name, we know your name.
Have you done deals to this point?
I have done a small one with, it's called Raise Energy.
Okay. Makes sense.
Just like promoting their brand, and you get the 15% off code, and you get compensation for it, and so yeah.
Anything, as people are listening to this episode, especially athletes, things you'd recommend and or encourage them to be mindful of when either reaching out but also completing deals?
Yeah, so That's a good question. I think just be mindful that everybody deserves an opportunity, and whether that opportunity comes to you or it doesn't come to you, you have so many other opportunities out there, and everything happens for a reason. So maybe one deal doesn't work out, but some deal can come along that's 10 times better. 10 times better, and like I said before, you take that and you just run with it. And you can stop at one spot, but then you can divvy off, and then you'll get 2 deals now. And then you can divvy off and you might get 3 deals. And it all forms from one cell, and the cells just keep growing and growing.
You want to co-present tonight?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
I'll pull you up to the front. You can present with me. What are some brands you want to work with, right? You mentioned Lulu. Shout out to Lulu.
You know,
Lulu
I
owes me
love,
some money, yo.
yeah, I love the big brands. There is this TikToker I just found. She makes custom shorts, like mesh shorts, kind of. It's called Way of Life. And I've DM'd her. She hasn't gotten back to me yet, but of course I've DM'd her, and she does a lot of basketball clothes. But every athlete can use a pair of shorts. Every athlete can use a T-shirt or whatnot. So I just think finding the smaller brands who want to work with you and who are asking people to come to you. That's also another way that you can get yourself going. Is you just find those small brands, and the brands that know what you're going through, the brands who know you're an athlete and they've been athletes before. They just know, each other, and it will go so much further than you would think.
So you're waiting on Lulu to hit you back. I'm waiting on Under Armour running to hit me back.
Yeah.
I've been DMing them for literally a year and a half.
Don't just keep going.
I'm gonna keep going, but the question I have for you is that obviously the big brands are cool, medium brands are cool, smaller brands are cool, whatever, local. What's up with Winona, yo? Why is this there's a lot of places around here that I'm not familiar that deals have been done with these organizations before.
Yeah. I don't know what you're asking. You gotta ask that a different way.
Why not work with Blados or River City?
Yeah. I think that's a good question. I've never thought about that, and I think you just opened my mind to a new opportunity.
Yo.
Here I'm gonna go.
Oh, was El Patron?
El Patron. Everybody loves El Patron. I love El Patron.
That's what I'm saying. What's going on?
What's going on? That's a good point.
All right, we're gonna talk more. I'll bring that up tonight. We'll talk more about that. I'm gonna move to segment 3 because I think what you're discussing now is definitely one that we're gonna continue to highlight and emphasize later for sure. But as we leave this conversation today, what are 3 things you want our audience to remember and leave with today?
Yeah, always be you. No one else is you, and you have you set yourself up for every opportunity that you get. So be you, be confident, and be loud. Let everybody I'm Ray Jones, and I'm loud about it because I not only do I love myself, I love volleyball, I love being here, and I think a lot more people than I actually think know who I am, and that's because I am loud. Not even loud literally and loud figuratively.
I love that. You can be on my podcast, my personal podcast, Ray. You cool with that?
I'm cool with that. That'd be awesome.
Ray, it's been a pleasure talking to you, yo. I mean, please, someone take the Winona market. I mean, it's wide open. If not, I'm coming back.
You should.
I'm gonna have my own red eye at Blooming Grounds. Blooming Grounds?
Blooming Grounds.
I'm gonna get it right one day.
Do it.
Ray, appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you. It's been an honor.
Thank you for everyone else. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Walk with TLB podcast. The Get MOGL podcast. Told you you're gonna be my podcast one day. The MOGL podcast. Be sure to tune in next week as we continue to have conversations that are truly rooted in education, right? Education for all athletes and brands, how to ensure compliance, how to maximize NIL activity, and how to make a difference in the ever-evolving NIL landscape. As always, get paid, get MOGL. Peace out.
Get MOGL.
Get MOGL, baby. Peace out.